What's going on, guys? Welcome to my brand new YouTube page, FPL of the Day. I am Jay London, and in this video, we're going to dive straight in with the basics. All right, how to play FPL, what it's all about, and it's the perfect video if you're just thinking about getting started. If you've never played it before, or maybe you've played it before and not taken it seriously, then this one's for you. Also, if you're trying to convince some of your friends to join a mini league because you know that you can bet them and beat them and take their money, you might want to show them this. Or maybe you're trying to convince your partner that what you're doing every single weekend is actually productive and it's a lot of fun. All right. So before we do anything else, please subscribe, because this is a brand new YouTube page and I need all the help and support and followers and likes that I can get. And apparently, when you get 1,000 subscribers, you get like chocolates and stuff from YouTube. I don't know. Maybe it's a myth. So once you've done that, let's dive straight in. Here's how to play the game. So let's start with the basics. And when I say the basics, I mean the basics. All right. FPL stands for Fantasy Premier League. Makes sense, right? When players do really good things in real life, then they get points for your fantasy team in fantasy life, as long as they're in your fantasy team. For example, if Bruno Fernandes is playing for Man United on Saturday and he does something amazing, he scores a goal, he does an assist, or anything that might earn him some points, as long as he's in your fantasy team, you're going to get points for Bruno Fernandes doing amazing stuff. Same goes for any other player that is in the Premier League. All right, it runs across the whole season, and the aim of the game is to get the most points from every player that's in your team so that your team gets the most points, and then you can win the whole thing, which is very unlikely, but you can beat your friends in a mini league, which is what pretty much everyone plays this game for, right? Bragging rights, side bets, and you want to beat your friends. Basics understood? Good. Easy. Right, so before you can do anything, you need to select a squad. And in order to do that, you've been given 100 million to spend, which sounds like a lot of money, but when you start to factor in the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, Harry Kane are all like 12.5 million or whatnot, it's not going to stretch very far. Another thing for those of you watching thinking, that's easy, man, I'm just going to set my team up and pick 15 Manchester City players. That's not going to work. You can only select a maximum of 3 players from any Premier League team. So you can have 3 Man United players, 3 Man City players, 3 Arsenal players, 3 Liverpool players. And I guess that would make up your team if you can afford that, all right? 15 players is what you need to select. 11 of those will play every single weekend, and the remaining 4 players will be on your bench to act as subs. So if one of your first team doesn't play, then one of your subs will be subbed in to allow you to have 11 players playing. So it's important to make sure that you've got enough people on the bench and enough people in your starting lineup as the season progresses. Transfers. So every single game week you're going to get 1 transfer, which means you can take a player out who you don't like, or they might just be doing really rubbish, or they might be injured, or they might be suspended, or you might have identified someone that comes in that could be doing a better job for you. You could transfer that player out and transfer another player in. You can do that to the whole team if you want, but every additional player that you transfer out is going to be -4 points, which obviously affects your overall balance and your overall score, and then starts to bring you down the ranks. So majority of the time, you don't want to be taking what's known as hits and doing a -4 if you can avoid it. Next up is the captainship, which is possibly the most important thing that you need every single weekend, is selecting the best captain, because as soon as you select that person as your captain, any points that they receive is going to be doubled. So you need to be targeting every single weekend to make sure that you have the best captain in your team in order to score points. All right, you can change it every single weekend, but once it's locked in, then it's locked in. We'll come into scoring and chips and points, and I'll do another video about wildcards, free hits, and all of the chips that you can use throughout the season so that you guys know what those things are all about. But for this, we're just going to concentrate and focus on the very basics. So for those of you that are seriously thinking about playing FPL, you're going to want to go and have a look on the website and check out the rules before you actually start playing. So well and good watching this video, and I'll basically explain everything to you so you know what's going on. But you want to go and have a look at the scoring so you know exactly how you're getting your points. All right. So, for example, a player that is playing anything up to 60 minutes, if they start a game or they're just actually getting some play time, will get you 1 point, which is nothing really. You want to make sure that you're picking players that are going to play at least 60 or more so that they can get you 2 points. All right. For every goal that is scored by a midfielder, you're going to get 5 points. For every goal that's scored by a forward, you're going to get 4 points. For an assist, you're going to get 3 points. Defenders get points for clean sheets. Goalkeepers get points for saves, and so on and so forth. But maybe I'll do another video and then we can come into that and focus a little bit more on the scoring a little bit later. You need to be picking players that are going to get you the most points, score you the most goals, keep the most clean sheets to allow your team to progress up the ranks. So there you have it. Those are the very basic rules on how to play Fantasy Premier League. If you're thinking about getting involved, do it. What you got to lose? It's free and it's a lot of fun, all right? Hopefully this video has helped you, and hopefully I'll be able to help you a lot throughout the rest of the season. We're going to dive into a whole heap of other things like players to watch, the chips, the free hits, the triple captains, the wild cards. If you've got no idea what I'm talking about, don't worry. We'll dive into that a little bit later on. So just make sure that you subscribe, you like, because it's a brand new YouTube page and I've got no idea what I'm doing. I'm apparently supposed to say that at the end of every video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. All right.